Okay, so some people have asked me to do a video of me putting up my Mohawk. And I've put it off because generally it's a pain in the butt. And I've got a rotator cuff injury that makes it very painful for me to lift my arm up. But this is May, and U-Rock has done a thing for mental health awareness called 1 million Mohawks. And if you put your Mohawk up, if you shave your hair into a Mohawk, if you do a faux hawk, it doesn't matter, just do the hawk somehow. Even if you get one of those little things with the like Mohawk hair on it, or the little spike Mohawks, that the headbands, do a Mohawk for the month of May to support mental health awareness. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting up my hawk the best way that I can. I don't think I can get it real high right now. But I'm going to be putting up my Mohawk for mental health awareness. And I'll be talking to you while I do this. Now the reason why this is important to me and close to my heart is because I suffer from chronic depression. I was diagnosed back in '96, but I had it way before then. I had a nervous breakdown when I was freaking 20, I think. On top of depression, on top of severe depression, I also deal with very severe anxiety, social anxieties, and just like panic attacks. And people that don't suffer from panic attacks don't really understand how much they really do affect your life. This is not going to be a very good Mohawk, I can tell. They don't understand how it can really affect your life. I have panic attacks. I'm a little better now. I'm not on medication. The medication was making me sick and frankly crazy. Although it won't do that for everybody, it does help. And I do suggest, if you have issues, to go see a doctor and see what works for you. But I got so bad, y'all. I got so bad. I did not leave my house for an entire year. And I lost all of my friends because I wasn't fun to hang out with anymore. And it got to the point, at first it got to where I couldn't have anybody in the car with me, and I would drive everywhere, and that made it really impossible to date at the time, because guys would get mad because I'd be like, well, I'll meet you there. And I would meet guys when I would go on dates or whatever, and I would meet friends out, and wow, this is just this is gonna be crazy, y'all. Let me start from up here. I really struggle with my Mohawk because my hair is long and it really hurts my arms. But anyway, I lost all my friends because I wasn't fun anymore. And then it got to the point to where I couldn't even get in my own car because I would panic so bad. And if you don't I had panic attacks for a solid year before I even found out what was happening. I thought I was dying. I thought I was dying. If you don't understand panic and anxiety, you start shaking uncontrollably, and it feels like your tongue swells up and fills up your whole mouth, and you sweat, and then you feel nauseous, and then you feel like you're going to throw up, And then you start thinking about, oh my God, if I throw up, I'm going to embarrass myself. And that makes you panic harder, which makes the symptoms worse. So it is a vicious cycle that is extremely hard to get out of. And, people that don't suffer from them just don't understand how hard it really is. And it's, honestly, it's hard for me to talk about this publicly because, I guess it's one thing if heavy metal stars or YouTubers with like millions of freaking subscribers talk about their issues, but when you're a struggling YouTuber and you're kind of new, putting all your faults out there isn't easy. And you know what? I don't know if I'm going to get much better than this today because usually I'll straighten my hair first. And I prefer the Death Hawk style, so I like mine kind of Robert Smith teased. Like Robert Smith and Susie Sue had a baby on my head and it turned into a Mohawk. Trad goth is what I like. But it's really, I've always got gaps. See, my brain just all over the place. I can't concentrate on things a lot. But anyway, the panic attacks just absolutely took over my life and ruined it. And it was really hard because I was always the outgoing person and I was the party girl and I was a club kid in the 90s and I was always out and doing things and nothing bothered me. And then suddenly this thing comes upon me, and it started in 1998 and it got progressively worse. I think 2001 was the year that I stayed inside my house. And it was really bad because at the time I was a smoker, which, let me tell you something, smoking does not help your anxiety at all. If you're like, oh my God, I'm having an anxiety attack, I need a cigarette. No, it actually physically makes it worse. But at the time I was a smoker and I had one friend. And I would be like, can you bring me some cigarettes? And sometimes I could see my friend and get the cigarettes and give them money. And then sometimes I would be like, just leave it at the door and run. And they would have to like drop these groceries and stuff off and like get in their car and leave before I'd even like go outside. It was horrible. And it was no way to live. And there are so many people that are out there right now that are suffering from this. And it's not funny. It's not a joke. It's not something to make light of. It is a very serious issue. Depression is a serious issue. People that don't have depression often do not understand depression. And they'll say, you're just sad, cheer up. It's not about that. It's not about just feeling sad today. It's not about feeling, just get happy. Fake it until you make it. If you smile, it'll put you in a better mood. Well, yeah, if you're just, sad, if you're having an off day, yeah, that can work. But that's not what depression is. Depression rocks you to your foundation on the inside. Depression says, I want to work on this craft, but I cannot do it. I can't make myself get out of bed. I can't make myself get off the couch. I want to. It's like you see yourself doing these things that you want to do, but you can't. It's almost like your mind locks your body down. It's like, no, you're going to stay here on the couch. You can't do it. And it's a heaviness inside of you. And it's a loneliness that does not go away. You can be surrounded by people and be so freaking lonely. that it's crushingly unbearable. And I feel like I'm the only person in the universe that goes through this, even though I know damn well there are so many people that go through this. This is not something that you just snap out of. It's not, well, it's just all in your head. Yeah, it is in your head, but it's chemical. It's your brain misfiring. It's not you being depressed because you want to be depressed. Depression is real. Having suicidal thoughts is real. And that's another thing that people don't seem to understand. When you're suicidal, your brain constantly goes to that. It's not like, I'm having a bad day. Oh, you know, nobody loves me. I'm going to kill myself today. It's not like that. It's constant. It is a constant. It's always there in the back of your head. And you have to tell yourself, no, not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. There are people that love me, and there are things that I love about life. I'm not going to do that. And you can, but it's just, it's right there. You don't even have to be sad. You can be freaking happy, but it's back there. It's in your head all the time. It doesn't leave. Mental health issues are real. And there are more people out there with mental health issues than you may realize. 1 in 4 people suffers from a mental health issue or a substance addiction, which is also a mental health issue. If you have a mental health issue, you do not need to be ashamed of it. Nobody's perfect. We all have things that we have to deal with. Sometimes depression comes from genetics. Sometimes depression and mental issues come from situation, abuse, PTSD. I have severe PTSD. I rarely sleep at night because of that. And that's something that I don't normally like to tell people. But it's something that I have to live with every day. That's a reality of my life. Do the 1 million Mohawk pledge. Support people that have mental health issues. It's very real. It's not a joke. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your understanding. Now, go out there and make a difference. This is Horror Queen. Goodbye.